Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from York Racecourse here on day 2 of the Ebor Festival. It is Thursday, August 22nd, 2019. I'm going to look at all the races on today's program from York, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and also join me the rest of the week for some more York previews. Tomorrow's card is very good with the Nunthrope, and also join me Saturday if you're interested in American racing. The premier race in America is this Saturday. It's the Traverse Stakes from Saratoga, and I'm going to look at all those, the Traverse Stakes and all the other stakes races on the program from Saratoga this Saturday, so check that out. But today's card from York is very good. I think you can make some money here, so we'll look at all 6 races. So let's get on to it. Starting off with the first race, the 155, which is the Group 3 Lowther Stakes. It's a the Group 2 Lowther Stakes. It's a Group 2 race for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $304,500. Race for 2-year-old fillies only. 10 horses are going 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs on the turf course. My top selection, I'm going to take the 5 horse, Living in the Past. I'm going to go 582 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. 582 Tri-Cash Trifecta. Top selection, 5 horse, Living in the Past. 2-year-old filly by Bungle in the Jungle. Daniel Thudhope gets on this one for Carl Burke. The horse's most recent outing came the 27th of July at Ascot. 6 furlongs in the Group 3 Princess Margaret Keeneland Stakes, and the horse finished third by half length. The 2 in front of him who finished that day under the stars in a row just ran those better races, but this horse, she ran well. She needed that little extra turn of foot late, but she still ran a decent race on probably wetter ground than she wanted. She's going to see a little dry ground today, which I think should suit her better, and I expect her to run a lot better run. Before that, she ran the 5th of July at Beverly, firm ground, 5 furlongs in Class 4 fillies novice, and the horse won by 1.5 lengths. That was the only time Thudhope rode the horse, and he rode a terrific race at 5-1. This horse had a great turn of foot, was drawn perfectly, and it was just an all-around good effort for this horse there. And then a ripping on soft ground, 5 furlongs in the Class 5 mains fillies. The horse finished third by 4.5 lengths. She didn't weaken out of it, but she didn't quicken up either. She just kind of stayed the trip. She probably needed the race for experience, but she's run 3 decent races, 1 very good race at Beverly, but I like her back on softer, on firmer ground. At 8-1, I expect her to run well, so I'll take her. I think the Coolmore horse, the 8 horse Precious Moments, could also run a good race. 2-year-old filly by Glen Eagles. Rye Moore's on this one for Aidan O'Brien. This horse ran to Leopardstown a few weeks ago in the Flash Stakes, and she finished 4th by 4 3/4 lengths, and she just didn't have the best trips, and she just never couldn't quicken up. But before that, ran a very good second place finish at the Curragh. I thought a decent 5th place finish in the Albany at Royal Ascot, and then she finished 3rd at the Curragh in a main race. She hasn't won, but she's run these good races other than the last start. I'm going to give her another shot here at 8-1. She's a horse she'll definitely use on the plays pod. Depending on her odds, I might do a small each way on her, but I'm still more confident in the 5 horse Living in the Past. But to recap my selections now for the first, 155 from York, it's the Group 2 Lowther Stake. Let's take the 5 horse Living in the Past as a top selection. We'll go 582 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. We'll go 5-8 in the plays pod. Let's get to race number 2. The 225, the second race from York, it's the Goffs UK Premier Yearling Stakes. It's Class 2 auction going for a purse of $384,000. Can't speak, pardon. Race for 2-year-olds only. We have a field of 22 horses going 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs on the turf course. A very wide open race here. I'll give you 2 horses that I think can win. The 2 horses I like here would be the 9 horse National League and the 11 horse Rayong. So 9-11 here. I'll probably put them both in exact or forecast combinations here, but I'll definitely put them both in the place pot. But the first horse we'll talk about would be the 9 horse National League, 2-year-old gelding here. Paul Hannigan's on this one for Richard Fahey. The horse's most recent outing came 12th of July at Chester, 6 furlongs in a Class 4 novice auction, and the horse won by 3/4 length there, and he had a good, speed from the rail. Chester is king, and this horse had everything and more. Quickened up nicely in the front end. It was just an all-around great effort for this horse, getting his first victory out of 3 offerings. Before that, this horse ran the 2nd of July at Hamilton. Good ground, 6 furlongs in a Class 4 novice auction, and the horse finished second by 2 3/4 lengths. And again, he didn't quicken up, but he didn't weaken out of it. He's kind of stayed the trip. It was an okay effort. And then in a Class 5 novice at Ripon on very wet ground, 6 furlongs, June the 20th. He finished 4th by 3 3/4 lengths. And again, he kind of weakened out of it, and I just don't think he liked the yielding ground. He's going to see drier ground here today, which should suit him better. And I think with a good post draw, 15-1. He's sitting on a good run, so I'll use him with 11 horse Rayong. 2-year-old colt by Mason. Sylvester DeSouza is on this one for Carl Burke. This horse actually ran against group quality horses most recently in Mason's at Deauville in France. race was supposed to be at Maisons Lafitte, but it was at Deauville on the 21st of July, yielding ground, 5.5 furlongs in the Group 2, Prix Robert Pepin, and the horse finished 7th by 5 lengths. He beat 3 horses home. He was outclassed by the others, but he ran good during the early portions of the race. He had a strong gallop, but before that, he ran a massive race, I thought, the 5th of July at Sandown. 5 furlongs, very firm ground in listed stakes. The horse finished 3rd by 3.5 lengths behind Liberty Beach and Dreamshot, who ran that better race, but this horse was closing up well. It was a good effort for him there. And then at Royal Ascot, on very soft ground, 5 furlongs in listed stakes. He didn't like the soft ground. He finished 10th by 5.25 lengths and just never got into it. And then at Carlisle, on 20th of May on firm ground, 5 furlongs in Class 4 novice. The horse won by 3/4 in length, and he had a great turn of foot and won nicely. If there's going to be a closer that can win, I think it could be him. You'll see dry ground. He's drawn on the outside, which I like. At 7-1, I'll use him here. I like him a lot. So to recap my selection for the second, the 225 from York, it's the Geoff's UK Premier Yearling Stakes. Let's take the 9-horse National League and the 11-horse Rayong. So 9-11 here. If I had to give you a top selection between both of them, it would probably be the 11-horse Rayong. But we'll go 9-11 forecast and exact combinations here. But we'll definitely use both of them on the place pot ticket. So now let's get to race number 3 from York. The 3 o'clock, the third race from York, it's the Clipper Logistics Handicap. It's Class 2 handicap going for a purse of $109,000, race for 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 20 horses going 1,600 meters or a mile on the turf course. My top selection, again, like the previous race, very wide open race. I'll give you the 2 horses I like here. And the 2 horses I like are in no particular order, would be the 3-horse What's the Story and the number 10 horse here, Petrus. So 310 here in the forecast exact. Like I said, we do combinations, but they'll definitely be used on the place pot. But we'll start off with the 3-horse What's the Story, 5-year-old given by Harbor Watch. Joe Fanning's on this one, Keith Douglas. The horse's most recent outing came the 2nd of August at Goodwood, 1 mile Class 2 handicap, and he finished 11th by 7 lengths and had nothing, absolutely nothing. Went into the straight and just did not show up. It wasn't the day to win because this horse, and should have did a lot better because the horse showed some form back here at York on the 13th of July. Monocordial Class 2 handicap. The horse finished 3rd by 1.75 lengths, and he couldn't catch the winner. Maybe the monocordial trip got to him at the end, but I still thought he ran a decent race. And then he ran at Ascot on the 19th of June, 1 mile Class 2 handicap. He finished 12th by 5.25 lengths there, and he weakened out of it, just couldn't keep up there. And then the Dante meeting here at York, 1 mile in a Class 2 handicap. He was drawn in the parking lot that afternoon, and barrier number 16. Didn't really matter. Last time Fanning rode the horse won by 1/2 lengths, had a great turn of foot, and it was just an all-around great effort. His last 2 massive races where he's run well have both come here at York, so that makes me wonder. He probably likes running at York. I'll take him again here today. He's drawn in the parking lot again, and this race looks a lot tougher than the main race, but I think he'd get over well. He does his best running down, like I said, up north, I've noticed also. His races in the south have been the best races. Like, before that he ran again against lesser quality horses in a Class 3 handicap in Newcastle going 7 furlongs. He ran it as of 3rd place finish there with a high weight, first off the break, great turn of foot. He ran well there, and then, like I said, he won after that at York. Doesn't run well in the south, but in the north he runs well. At 12-1, I'll take him here at York. So we'll use him along with the 10-horse Petrus. 4-year-old given by Zoffany. Martin Dwyer gets the leg up for Brian Meehan. This horse's most recent outing came the 6th of July at Sandown, 1 mile Class 2 handicap, and he finished 3rd by 1.75 lengths. The winner, Mojito, ran a massive race off a very long break there, but this horse, he was a little bit, had a troubled trip that day, and he just couldn't get there until very late in the stages of the race. Before that, ran the 19th of June at Royal Ascot, soft ground, 1 mile Class 2 handicap, throw the race out. He did not like the going. He finished 24th by 16 lengths, and, he just, his wheels were spinning. He didn't like the soft ground there. All of his worst races have come on that wet, boggy going. And then at Newbury, 1 mile on the 18th of May, Class 2 handicap, finished 4th by 1.25 lengths. He needed an extra turn of foot late, but he still ran decently. And then he won at Bath on very firm ground in April nicely. And then won at Doncaster on the 30th of April very nicely. Today he's at 12-1. If we see a boggy going, I'm not going to pick him. But if we see a dryer going, I'll take him. 12-1, dryer going. I'll use him on the ticket. So to recount my selection for the 3 o'clock from York, it's the Clipper Logistics Handicap in no particular order. We used the 3-horse What's the Story, and we'll use the 10-horse Petrus. So we'll go 310, probably put them exact in forecast forms, depending on the price, maybe a small each way on both of them, but they'll be definitely used on the place pot. So now let's get to race number 4 from York. The featured fourth race to 335 from York, it's the Group 1 Yorkshire Oaks. It's a Group 1 race for Class 1 horses going for a purse of $544,000, race for 3-year-olds and upwards, fillies and mares only. 4 horses are going 2,400 meters and a mile and a half on the turf course. And this is the kind of race the fan in me loves this race. The better or gambler in me hates this race because there's going to be no value. Enable should win, so I'll take her as a top selection. And I'll go 1-3-2 in the TriCast trifecta. I might play the TriCast, but that's about it. So if you're doing win wager on Enable, you're not going to make any money back. But we'll start talking about Enable, breaking from the rail. Gentleman to own, John Gosden trains, Frankie Dettori gets the leg up, the Renaissance man. The horse Enable's most recent round came at Ascot on quite a wet ground, a mile and a half in the King George. The horse won by a neck and fought a good race down the lane, was drawn wide, nothing went her way, but Frankie, cool as a cucumber, sat easily, got a great turn of foot, and fought Crystal Ocean to the wire. And I think the weight, helped this horse. She had 3 less pounds than Crystal Ocean. She got the neck in front. She was fighting back. It was a very good run, and she won the gallop out also in her second race off the break. Before that, first off the break at Sandown, a mile and a quarter on very fast ground in the Group 1 Coral Eclipse. At a distance she probably doesn't like. She still won by 3/4 length, and, she probably wasn't 100% fit either, but she just did everything right there. And then Churchill, mile and a half in the Brews Cup Turf last year. She became the first ARC Turf winner in the same year, winning by 3/4 length. She fought a good race with Magical down the lane, and she had the head in front, and it was a very good run for her. And then at Longchamp in the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe, she got the victory by a nose. She had to be used a lot, but she got the job done, nearly getting caught by Sea of Class at the end. But she held on, even though I still think her 2017 ARC victory at Chantilly was still a better run. She won this race 2 years ago. She's going to see a nice going that I think she'll handle. It's not going to be too dry, too soft. Just the only thing that sucks about her is she's such low odds. There's not, like I said, gambler in me hates the race. The fan in me loves the race. But, she should win here today. One interesting thing about this race I want to talk about right now, very cool that to see William Buick and John Gosden teaming up with Lottie Tar here. It brings you back to circa 2010 to 2014, but you don't see that combination a lot anymore. But and I think didn't Buick ride Lottie Dar's the sire, excuse me, the dam, Dar Remy, and she win the St. Ledger or something like that, or some kind of race. But it's cool to see Buick and Gosden here. That's my other point about this race. But like I said, Enable should win. I think Magical's going to finish second, and Lottie Dar should finish third, and of course finishing fourth would be South Sea Pearl. But it's very cool. Gosden has 2, O'Brien has 2, so it's the best of the best. But I think Gosden might be the better here. But to recap my selections now for the fourth from York, the 335, which is the featured Group 1 Yorkshire Oaks. Let's take the 1-horse Enable, and we'll go 1-3-2 in the TriCast trifecta. And I know you don't have no value with this race, and like I said many times, fan of me loves it, the gambler hates it. So now let's get to a race the gambler in me really loves. That's going to be the 5th race, the 4:15 from York. Race number 5, the 4:15 from York. It is the Galtres Stakes. It's a fillies listed stakes for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $89,500. Race for 3-year-olds and upwards, fillies and mares only, which are EBF eligible. We have a field of 11 horses going 2,400 meters or a mile and a half on the Yorkshire turf course. My top selection here, a very good race, I have to say. I'm going to go with the 7-horse Frosty. I'm going to go 7-10-9 in the TriCast trifecta. 7-10-9 TriCast trifecta. Top selection 7-horse Frosty. 3-year-old filly by Galileo. Ryan Moore's on this one for Aidan O'Brien. This will be my best bet of the day, but I still like another horse in this race. But I'm more confident in her. First confident would be Enable, but there's no value. The second most confident horse on today's card would be Frosty, and the third confident would be another horse horse, who I like earlier, actually, the first race, that 2-year-old. But we'll start off with the 7-horse Frosty. She's only had one start this season. That came on the 14th of August, which was last Wednesday at Gowran in Ireland, a mile 3/16 in the Fillies Listed Stakes, and she finished fourth by 1 3/4 lengths. The turn comes up quickly at the start of the mile 3/16 at Gowran, and was drawn a little bit too wide. She needed that extra turn of foot, which she never got. First off the break, she needed the race. I think second off, a 1.5-mile trip, which she wants. Good low post draw, good going. I think she's going to run a good race. Before that, as a two-year-old, she ran at Newmarket, 7 furlongs in the Group 3 Oh So Sharp Stakes. She finished 7th by 12 lengths, and just kind of weakened out of it. She didn't get a good run there. And then at Dundalk, 7 furlongs in Maiden's Filly, the horse won by a length, and she just won very nicely that day. She was just coasting along. I like her post draw. Like I said, she should love the 1.5 mile. Second off the break, I think she'll run well, so let's take her here. I can't remember, what isn't Frosty the big thing they have at, like, what is that? It's Burger King or Wendy's, something like that. The milkshake. Don't eat them very often. I'm lactose intolerant, hence the reason why I'm drinking black coffee behind me. But so if you like fast food, this is your pick of the day. But I'll use Frost here, and I also think the 10-horse Tauteke. I'm saying it wrong, but just pardon that. I think the 10-horse also has a good chance here. Andrea Zini, 15-1. I'll do a small each way. This horse hasn't been seen since the Oaks at Epsom, going 1.5 miles, where she finished 12th by 15 lengths. She was just outclassed by others. But if you thought of that race, she's run good races. She won she finished second behind Annapurna in the Lingfield Oaks trial. And keep in mind, Annapurna won next out in the Oaks. But this horse, she ran a good race there off the break. Then before that, won a very nice novice at Chelmsford and ran a good third-place finish at Kenton. She's another horse. She's bred to go the 1.5 mile trip. She has a good post draw, 15-1 off the break. She could also get a piece fit, so I might do a small each way on her. But I'm more confident in Frosty here. But to recount my selection for the 5th, the 4:15 from York, it's the Galtres Stakes. Let's take the 7-horse Frosty. Like I said, as the price play was the 10-horse. We 7-10-9 in the tri-cash trifecta, 7-10 in the place pod. So now let's head over to the nightcap, race number 6 from York. The nightcap, race number 6, the 4:50 from York. It's the British Stallion Studs EBF Fillies Handicap. It's Class 2 Fillies Handicap, going for a purse of $89,500. Races for 3-year-olds and upwards. Fillies mares only, which are EBF eligible. Horses rated 0 to 105. Field of 20 horses going 1,400 meters or 7 furlongs on the turf course. Again, like these earlier races, I'll give you 2 horses that I think can win. In no particular order, I'm going to use the 4-horse Agincourt, and I'll use the 9-horse Crafty Madame. I'll go 4-9 here. Definitely use them both in exacta forecast, blah, 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 blah. But most definitely use them in the place pot. But we'll start off with the 4-horse Agincourt, 4-year-old filly by Declaration of War. Daniel Thudhope is on this one for David O'Meara. The horse's most recent outing came 9th of July at Pontefract. Firm ground, 1 mile of Fillies Listed Stakes. Stepping up to the stakes quality horses. She ran a good race. She finished 3rd by 1 1/4 lengths. The winner ran that better race, but this horse, she quickened up nicely. It was a good 3rd place finish. She improved a lot. She had also a lower weight. Before that, she ran a Class 3 Fillies Handicap at Newmarket, 7 furlongs, June the 21st. On yielding ground, she finished second by 3 lengths. She ran well, but she had 140 pounds, and it showed at the end the weight was getting to her because she just needed that little extra kick at the end. Lighter weight probably would have helped her there. And then before that, Chelmsford, 6th June, 1 mile in a Class 2 Fillies Handicap. She finished second by 2 3/4 lengths. She ran just as good as the winner, who ran a major race with a ginormous amount of weight of 147 pounds. This horse had 132. But this horse, she was chugging along. She ran a good effort. And then she's, of course, winner here at York, winning at 7 furlongs in a Class 3 Handicap. Course and distance. She won by a nose. She had to be used a lot, but she got the nose at the nick of time down. A very good run. She's a course and distance winner. She's run pretty well so far this year, and her recent form, like I said, very good. 10-1, I'll use her here. I'll also use the 9-horse Crafty Madame, 5-year-old filly by Master Craftsman Billy Lee's on this one, coming in from Ireland to ride this one. The horse's most recent outing came 20th of July at the Cur. 1 mile of Fillies Handicap, and the horse finished second by a half length. Had a ginormous amount of weight there. The winner ran better, but this horse was second best there. Before that, in a Fillies Premier Handicap at the Cur, 7 furlongs, June 28th, the horse won by a nose. She fought a good race that day, was used a lot, but she got the job done with a small amount of weight of 116 pounds. And then at Leopardstown, 1 mile handicap, she finished second by a half length. Was drawn a little bit too wide that day and had a high weight, but she still ran decently there off a break, where she probably needed the run. And then her last race in in the UK came the 5th of November of last year, Kempton on the Poly track. One mile class 4 for his handicaps, finished 6 by 5.5 lengths, and had just nothing. And I also had a trouble trip, and then ran a decent fourth at Windsor in October, going the mile trip, where again she kind of weakened out of it the final few strides of the race, but she still ran decently. But her most recent runs have been good in Ireland. Back to the UK, good post draw, good weight. I'll take her here. But if I had to give you a top selection out of the two of them, I'd probably take the 4-horse Agincourt first. But to recap my selection for the 6th, 450 from York, it is the British Stallion Stud EBF Fillies Handicap. We'll take the 4-horse Agincourt, and we'll also use the 9-horse Crafty Madame. Like I said, if I had to give you a top selection, it'd probably be the 4-horse Agincourt. We'll go 4-9 in the forecast exacta, and we'll definitely use the 4-9 in the place pot. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKit5. Good luck, everybody.